So those of you like me who are venturing out into the wilderness off-grid and now moving into caravans as well would have experienced the same problems that I have when this goes away. The first problem you have, of course, is that you realise that you're limited to using the comforts of these vans to when you're plugged in, or if you do use them, you might be dead flat in 4 hours and have to start looking to generators, which can be noisy. Of course, the issue with generators for me is that I don't want to be the guy that gets out and starts mine up and every other neighbour in these awesome places wants to kill me. So what we've done is we've created some options for you to extend your off-grid comforts in the van, I guess, being able to turn on a few things at once without a generator for longer, and maybe generate when your neighbours have disappeared into town for 4 hours instead of for 8 hours a day, maybe 4 hours every 3 days, stuff like that. Or maybe even run a generator while you're travelling, or maybe not at all if it's short stays until you get back to 240 and you can charge up again. So watch some of this on how we've done it. In the rear tunnel boot here, I've slid a portable power pack, or a solar generator, as people are calling them. It's, as a point of difference, it's equipped with huge chargers. This lead here is the charging lead coming into one of the many Anderson in and outs, and this one is the inverter lead. Now, the point of the portable power pack, or the solar generating pack with the massive chargers, in this instance, is to bolster the existing system in this van without taking it away from its standard format or messing with it as such. The power box in the back adds another 200 amp hours of lithium power. It also adds another 65 amps per hour of charging capability. With solar and DC chargers on the van, I can recharge the whole van in 1 day, 8 hours, from scratch. And then I've got pretty much a day's worth of batteries when I get there. And I've achieved all of that by just doubling what was in it already with something like that, which is a portable box, which I can take out and use in other vehicles. Yeah, hi. So I was just showing my mate the video on the power box in the van, and he looked at me and he said, like, I don't really understand all the numbers, the 200 and the, and why do you want to just add extra battery charges? And so I'm going to try and explain that in reasons and why I've done it this way in the next few clips. So basically the van comes out, or this one came out with 300 amps of battery storage, which is okay, but not enough to run air conditioners for any longer than about 3 hours, or heaters. The van also has a 2000 watt inverter, which will run one appliance at a time, which is trouble if my wife has the toaster on and she turns on, or the air conditioning is on and she just then tries to turn the toaster on. It blows all the fuses in the van. Now the battery box has another 200 amps of lithium. It also has an inverter, so I can run separate leads and things if I want, or I could run the van from it. But what it does, importantly, is it has 65 ampere charges, which adds to the van's already 30. So now I've got 95 amps of charges, which is like 1,000 watts an hour of charging potential from solar, DC, and so on. Meaning that if I've got the air conditioner on and I'm running the chargers, I'm almost still staying level, like I'm not going backwards with power. Certainly I'm going to go backwards over a few days, but it's going to be up to me when I want to run the generator. Not so much I'm forced to do it immediately, and all day long. I can just run it when I really want to top things up. Anyway, I'll give you the reasons now that other means of doing this don't work, starting with generators. DC chargers in cars do work to some extent, but on their own, there's just not enough power coming from those. You sort of get them at 30 or 40 amps. You really need about 100 if you're going to draw 1,000 watts an hour when you're up and about in the van. 100 combined is achievable if you use a DC charger, multiple solar chargers, and perhaps a generator as well to bolster. So you want to use the 3 different things at once. Reason 1, running generators all day sucks. If you're going to run a generator, you need to run it all day long to run something like the air conditioning or the heater or microwaves, because certainly getting up and finding the generator to turn it on every time you want to run one of those items, or the toaster or the kettle, is a real pain in the ass. DC chargers built into the vehicle. Charging your batteries from your car via a DC charger or something alone is just too slow to be effective when you're running a big caravan like this and you have to be driving. To charge a van like this, as battery systems at 400 amps, roughly 10 to 18 hours of driving to do that, which I can't drive for 18 hours. And I'd have to do that every day to keep the van running. So again, a contributor, but it's not going to win it. One of the gadgets that we've built into our portable power box for the caravan options is a 100 amp AC Centaur charger by Victron, meaning that when you plug it into the wall, it's charging your battery supply, so the two in the back in the portable box and also the two in the van. It's charging them at 100 amps an hour when the generator is plugged into that, or when you're plugged into shoreline power or a caravan park, meaning that you'll fill both battery systems in just 4 hours when you're plugged into either a generator or a caravan park. 4 hours might be the time that your neighbours have gone to town. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. you might get away with running it then and not giving everyone the shits, and hey, you're full again for another 3 days, 2 days. Anyway, some of the stats for you and the reasons why I want these boxes for myself, because extending that quiet time, extending the time that I don't have to run generators or find a spot in the sun for my panels is a big thing. Yeah, it frees up. A lot of the campgrounds that are really good are really busy, and when you get lucky and you find a great spot on a river or something, and you know it's just not quite right because you've got shade on your panels, or there's neighbour a little bit too close to run the journey, all those things you can beat them with an addition like these little power boxes, as it just gives you more options really. This is the same box up close and personal. The box in the van didn't quite fit the door, so we took the lid off here, so it fits. Full spec on these boxes available on our website, www.toughtouring.com.au.